and beginnings. When the small signs of dawn pierce through the night and something new is born. But first comes the waiting. First come the lessons of endings and beginnings. The presence of life, the sheltering spirit of love, grieves with those sweeping up the debris of loss, waits with those who restlessly reach out for change, grants us courage in the night to guard each other's dreams for this holy, wondrous universe. Grant us, O universe unfolding in mystery, a sense of your timing. May we loosen our grip on that which doesn't serve us, leaving behind that which we have outworn and outgrown. Teach us the lessons of beginnings. Remind us that such waitings and endings may be a starting place, a planting of seeds which bring to birth what is ready to be born, something right and just and different, a new song, a deeper relationship, a fuller love in the fullness of time. Amen. Responsive reading, which means I'll need your help with it. It's in the back of the Singing the Living Tradition hymnal, and it's number 543. Number 543, named Winter, and I will lead the bold words if you will join me with the italics. Let us not wish away the winter. It is a season to itself, not simply the way to spring. When trees rest, growing no leaves, gathering no light, they let in sky and trace themselves delicately against dawns and sunsets. The clarity and brilliance of the winter sky delight. The loom of fog softens edges, lulls the eyes and ears of the quiet, awakens by risk the unquiet. A low dark sky can snow, emblem of individuality, liberality, and aggregate power. Snow invites to contemplation and to sport. Winter is a table set with ice and starlight. Winter dark tends to warm light, fire and candle. Winter cold to hugs and huddles. Winter want to gifts and sharing. Winter danger to visions, plans, and common endeavoring, and the zest of narrow escapes. Winter tedium to merrymaking. Let us therefore praise winter, rich in beauty, challenge, and pregnant negativities. Thank you.
This is a poem entitled Wait by Tess Baumberger. Wait, it will happen. Your sleeping seed in the cool, fertile dark will one day split in two. The tiny shoot will curl out in the slow motion dance of a new beginning. Watch, it will take place. The tiny newborn thing will push in persistent green up through the clods and the dampness and even the harsh crust and into the succulent sun. Listen, it will ring in you. In miraculous haste, the twin leaves will unfold and set their sails to drink in the dew, and you will photosynthesize life from the day into stems and other miracles. Sense, it will flow to you. Your roots will ebb down into timeless caverns, and draw from them nourishment that will move joyfully through the veins of your gratitude. See, it is your gift now, sun and earth in you, creating tiny seeds and slender shelters to hibernate through winter and come to life again.
Thank you. In Christian churches, Advent is a time of preparation for the celebration of the Nativity of Jesus at Christmas time. It's a time of expectant waiting. During this month-long season, churches light one candle each Sunday in their Advent wreath. John Taylor writes, "If there were no Advent, we would need to invent it. We human creatures, in spite of all that has happened to us and been done by us, are still hopeful. Something new, something vital, something promising is always coming, and we are always expecting." Advent candles, he says, are lighted to mark the time of preparation. And with each new light, our anticipation grows, as it should. We are, after all, a hopeful people. And that hopefulness deserves a festival. Advent is a time of anticipation. And as long as we expect, as long as we hope, someone will light a candle. Even though I am not a Christian, I am in love with the Christian season of Advent. Not only does it invite us to light candles in the darkness, as almost every world religion finds a way to do at this darkest time of year, but it also calls upon the qualities that the world so much needs, that I so much need: hope, joy, peace, and love. And not only does it call upon the qualities that we wish to see in the world and have in our lives, it also asks us to be patient as we wait for them. It asks us to trust that they are coming. And it reminds us that we can be part of what beckons them forth. Unlike Christmas, Advent has not been commercialized yet. You do not give loved ones purple and pink presents every Sunday in December. You don't throw a party or make hors d'oeuvres. You just contemplate and make room and make way for a better world, both within and outside of yourself. During Advent, the 4 candles around the Advent wreath are lit one by one. The first candle is for hope. My colleague Elizabeth Stevens writes, "We light this candle for hope, for strength and courage, dreams and visions, for caterpillars and seeds, for new days and new ways, for all the things that help us choose to keep going and doing what we know to be right and true. We light this candle for hope." My colleague Beverly Waring writes, "Hope is light to people in times of darkness, and strength and courage to people in times of trouble and defeat. Hope is the understanding that we have choices in how we react to situations, to others, and to our own thoughts. Hope is saying yes to life." Here are the candle lighting words that we use here for the first Advent candle. We light this first Advent candle to call upon hope. May those who are without today not be without hope. May oppressed communities not lose hope as they struggle and continue to struggle. May we continue to hope for reconciliation, healing, and new love in our lives. And may our own small light offer a spark of hope in the darkness. Would anyone like to come up and light our first Advent candle? Any volunteers? We got several volunteers. Ellen, I think, was quickest. It's the purple one on the left side of the wreath. Thank you. We call upon hope. The second Advent candle is for peace. Elizabeth says, we light this candle for peace. By living lives filled with joy, hope, faith, and love, we help create a world with peace and justice for all. Peace in our hearts, peace in our homes, peace in our communities, peace in our world. We light this candle for peace. Beverly says, during this holiday season, may we find peace inside ourselves. May we spread peace to those around us. And may we renew our commitment to bring peace with justice to our community and the world. Here we say, we light this second Advent candle to call upon peace. May warring countries come to the table to negotiate for peace. May oppressed communities receive not only peace, but justice. May our families be at peace around our own tables, and may each of us find our inner peace and center ourselves around a peaceful heart. Would anyone like to come forward and light our second candle for peace? It's the purple candle at the front of the Advent wreath. The front, yeah. Thank you. Now, next Sunday, we will light the pink candle. So anyone who didn't get to light today who wanted to, let me know. I'll sign you up for next week. No one I've ever talked to is really sure why that one's pink. Well, who are we in Provincetown to object to a pink candle? It represents joy. Surely we could all use a little more joy in our lives. Nathaniel Hawthorne wrote that happiness is a butterfly, which when pursued is always just beyond your grasp, but which, if you will sit down quietly, may alight upon you. So we make room for joy. Ironically, we will be lighting our joy candle on the day of our Blue Christmas service. That's the Sunday when we acknowledge the sadness that some of us are feeling during the holidays, the struggle and the grief and the loss. But maybe it's good that we make a little room for joy that day too. Leave a little space for it to come and perch on our shoulder, even in the midst of our sadness. We won't anxiously pursue it, but we'll make room for it. And then the next week, when we are also celebrating Hanukkah, another candle lighting in the darkness holiday, We will light our last Advent candle for love. For the people we love and the people who love us. For the way love holds us just as we are. And the way it calls us forward into new ways of being. For all the things that teach us that we are not alone. We are, all of us, hopeful people. We are, all of us, nurturing seeds within us that are waiting to be born. We are, all of us, waiting for something. We are, all of us, journeying through a season of darkness, of contemplation, a reassessment of our lives, trying to figure out what is important and who is important, what to fear and what not to fear. We are, all of us, in need of hope, peace, joy, and love. And we are eager to welcome a newborn hope to the world. Howard Thurman was an African-American theologian and civil rights leader. Thurman's theology of radical nonviolence influenced and shaped a generation of civil rights activists, including Martin Luther King Jr. And from 1953 to 1965, Thurman served as Dean of Marsh Chapel at Boston University, where I went to seminary. He wrote this: "How good it is to center down, to sit quietly and see oneself pass by. The streets of our minds seethe with endless traffic. Our spirits resound with clashings, with noisy silences, while something deep within hungers and thirsts for the still moment and the resting lull. With full intensity we seek, ere the quiet passes, a fresh sense of order in our living. A direction, a strong, sure purpose that will structure our confusion and bring meaning to our chaos. We look at ourselves in this waiting moment, the kinds of people we are. The questions persist. What are we doing with our lives? What are the motives that order our days? What is the end of our doings? Where are we trying to go? Where do we put the emphasis? And where are our values focused? For what end do we make sacrifices? Where is my treasure? And what do I love most in life? What do I hate most in life? And to what am I true? Over and over the questions beat in upon the waiting moment. As we listen, floating up through all the jangling echoes of our turbulence, there is a sound of another kind, a deeper note which only the stillness of the heart makes clear. It moves directly to the core of our being. Our questions are answered, our spirits refreshed, and we move back into the traffic of our daily round with the peace of the eternal in our step. How good it is to center down. So with those words ringing in our ears and hearts, I invite you to take a moment now to center down, to allow your roots to ebb down into timeless caverns, lull your eyes and ears to create a space of contemplation. You can look at our flickering Advent candles if you want, or close your eyes to welcome darkness. Sit for a few moments now in the stillness of the heart. You can open your eyes. Right about now, the crowds from Holly Folly are starting to get in their cars and go home. In a few hours, our streets will be empty, and the few hardy souls out there on Commercial Street walking their dogs will be seeing their frozen breath captured before them in the cold air. The sun will set tonight at 4:09, and it will rise again tomorrow at 6:55. And in between, we are being offered the gift of darkness, the gift of stillness and slowness, and maybe even candlelight. And it is up to us how we use this time. Now, we can go home and hunch over our phones. We can take advantage of the latest sales on Amazon and have our packages delivered to our door without ever interacting with another human being. We can wistfully compare our lives to the shiny ones curated on Facebook. We can drink or eat or watch TV until our feelings are numb. We can curse the long, dark season of winter. Or we can center down. Use this time to open space for the qualities we seek. Use this time to reflect and be still and be quiet. To welcome the darkness that is deepest just before dawn. Jan Richardson is an artist and writer. She's ordained minister in the United Methodist Church. And she combines her beautiful words with her amazing visual art. She knows about pain and loss, and she also knows about hope. So if you like this taste of her words that I'm about to share as a closing, you might want to check out her website called The Advent Door, which is a guide to entering into a contemplative Christmas. The Advent Door. She writes this about Advent. Go slow if you can. Slower. More slowly still. Friendly, dark, or fearsome, this is no place to break your neck by rushing, by running, by crashing into what you cannot see. Then again, it is true. Different darks have different tasks, And if you have arrived here unawares, if you have come in peril or in pain, this might be no place you should dawdle. I do not know what these shadows ask of you, what they might hold that means you good or ill. It is not for me to reckon whether you should linger or you should leave. But this is what I can ask for you, that in the darkness there be a blessing, that in the shadows there be a welcome, that in the night you be encompassed by the love that knows your name. We are, all of us, hopeful people. We are, all of us, nurturing seeds within us that are waiting to be born. We are all waiting for something. We are all journeying through a season of darkness, of contemplation, a reassessment of our lives. We are all of us trying to figure out what is important and who is important and what to fear and what not to fear. We are all of us in need of hope, peace, joy, and love. So this is what I pray for you, that in the darkness there be a blessing, that in the shadows there be a welcome, that in the night you be encompassed by the love that knows your name. May it be so. Amen, and blessed be.